Welcome to Doom. So, if you didn't see the multiplayer gameplay video before, it's in the video description, ladies and gents. But today we're going to be looking at some Snapmap. That is the Doom map editor. It is going to be available on all platforms. It is going to be available across all platforms. So your friend with the Xbox One can send it to your friend on the PS4. Amazing! There's going to be 2 videos coming out on the Snapmap feature today. One of them is this one. It's going to show you some of the stuff you can do. And then the other one is going to show you how to. So have a look in the video description for a link to that other video. So I was given about 2 hours to have a look through Bethesda's already existing playlist of pre-made maps that they have just been making amongst themselves. So there's varying levels of skill. Don't be mean. And it is also worth me saying as well that they are still in testing and bugs will be patched if you indeed see any. But I'll be honest, I didn't really see any at all. Let's start with some basic stuff so I don't blow your minds quite as quickly as I'd actually quite like to. So the first of the maps that we had a little look at was actually a memory game. Odd, but actually quite effective. So have a look at this. I've got a timer on my screen that tells me how many seconds I've got left. I've got 4 imps that have walked around. Ow! Mother! Do you mind? There were 5 imps. Is that true or is that false? No. It was false. There were 4. So we passed test number 1. You see how this works? Room number 2. This is where it gets trickier, and actually this is where I failed miserably. I'm very sad to say. So this is taking your time and memorise. So I was like, yeah, mate, whatever. I'm just going to go through. There's a thing. In fact, arguably picking them up was the stupidest thing I could have done because they're not there anymore. So it's a lot harder to count them. I blazed on through the door and it asked me how many ammo boxes there were. And I was like, dude, I wasn't counting. Is it 10? No, I lost. Alongside this, there were also a range of small mini-games, including a guessing game, a parkour game, bowling, basketball or basket boom, and a few different maps where you get to become a demon and complete specific things, which was pretty cool, and I have a feeling that's going to be one of the most popular types of map when the Snapmap editor does actually become available to the public. But I thought I would show you guys 4 specific maps that give you a really cool idea of what you can do within the editor, starting with Music Maker 9000. So we got a keyboard. You can just, tinkle the keys of if you like. But maybe you'd like some drum. Would you like some drum in your tune? There's also a cowbell, if you fancy a little bit of cowbelling. I'm not a musical genius, don't judge, but you can end up creating something pretty cool in a game that's never designed to do any of this. I know, I hear you guys. You're saying, Hannah, stop. Hannah, stop playing around with the piano and the cowbell and all of that stuff. Show us an actual goddamn map, woman. All right. You asked for it. I'll give you a bloody goddamn map. Welcome to a world where everything is controlled and designed by the player. Everything you see in front of you in this very basic campaign-style map has been programmed by the map maker. Just to give you an idea of the sheer amount of features that you personally can add to your maps, you have got props in this level, you have got armor pickups, you have got weaponry pickups, you have got NPC spawns, you've got a boss fight, you've got ambient noise, you've got actual noise, you've got music, you have Steam, you have textures, you have room layouts. Every single part of what you see in front of you has been customised within the map editing software. Now, if campaign style levels is not what you're looking for in the Snapmap editor, then perhaps the next 2 maps will spike your interest. The first one of those is, and I shit you not, it's Harvest Moon in Doom, aka Harvest Doom. I'm sure I don't need to explain to any of you how Harvest Moon works, but the gist of it is, grow crops, get swag, go in the mines, win. And someone has very painstakingly replicated that within Doom itself. Now, whilst it probably won't appeal to every Doom player, because most Doom players are entering into the game with an idea of slaughtering everything in sight, it's still a really commendable thing, and it does show you that the engine can obviously be used for other things than just mass slaughter. But that is not all, and arguably that pales in comparison to the map that we're going to look at last, which is tower defense.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Now, if you're at all interested in looking at how the tower defense map works on the editing side and seeing how complicated that process is, do check the other video in the video description, because I'll have a quick look at that before I show you how to make a map itself. It is staggering. The amount of work that someone has put in, it's amazing. On top of all the stuff I talked about in that campaign map that I showed you, like the ambient noise and the lighting and the props and all of that, this has taken everything to a whole new level, because these mobs are walking specific paths, they're spawning on specific frequencies, there are counters tied to all of it, there's a credit system which allows you to purchase things like hazards and barriers. They have had to account for that when they've told the AI where they're going to go if they can't get through those barriers and they can't get through those hazards. And the most amazing part of it all, the shop. Now, every tower defense game needs some sort of shop which allows you to boost your offensive and defensive capabilities, but this one is just staggering.
Credits spent.
Not only has someone built in the ability for you to use a credit system, to spend it on money, for the game itself to actually track what level you are within those upgrades, but this is also a 4-player map, which means they have done 4 lots of almost identical programming to make it available for every single player and to track them all seamlessly and separately from each other, meaning you could buy a damage boost for yourself, but your friend might want to buy a better gun instead. That is going above and beyond, in my eyes, in terms of tower defense and also in map making. As I said before, if you are interested in looking at the behind the scenes of how the Snapmap works, the UI, how to build a map, you know, how simple it is, etc., do go and check out the other video that's in the video description on Snapmap. There is also a multiplayer video in there too if you're interested in how that's going to work as well. Just to give you an idea of what that other video will be about, here's a very quick look at what the store for this specific map looks like behind the scenes. I think you'll agree that it is both impressive and daunting at the same time, but once I got into it, it was like seeing the Matrix. It really was. It's possibly one of the easiest bits of map editing software I've ever come across, and I'm someone who is very quickly daunted by programming, so I was really, really pleasantly surprised with it, and I hope you guys will go and check out that video and let me know what you think. Speaking of, I want to hear from you guys on a few things. Firstly, what are you most excited for about Doom itself? Is it the single player campaign? Is it the multiplayer? Is it the Snapmap? And if it's the Snapmap, are you interested in just playing other people's, or are you really into making maps yourself? I want to hear all about this from you guys, because I am so hyped for May 13th, which is when Doom is going to be coming out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be trying to have the day off so I can just stream Doom all day, because Doom is my life. I'd also be very interested in hearing from you guys what you think about a possible Snapmap series, which is going to involve me and some of the gang playing Snapmap submissions from either some of the most popular on the store or whatever we're going to call it, but also possibly from you guys as well. Do let me know. I am intrigued and I'd love to know more. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please do give this a like and send to your friends. If you know anyone who is raring to get on the Doom train with me, all I can say from this point on is I'll see you guys on May 13th when we are going to fight like hell. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.